is really fascinating. As Mr. Uma Shankar said, if you know how to sell, if you are working in the sales management function, you can work in any other department. When you work for sales, that means the sales will groom you. You can develop so many skills. Apart from the knowledge, you will have opportunity to develop your many skills, inherent skills that can make you to reach a very successful profession. So now let's see what is it sales management. There are two portfolios. When you talk about sales, people get confused with what is sales and what is marketing. The sales is a different function and the marketing is a different function. So many people, while I'm studying in a college, I don't know the difference between what is sales and what is marketing. I thought the medical representatives who are working is marketing. But after venturing as a medical representative, I understood that sales is a different function and marketing is a different function. So I'll be explaining the difference. And now I'll take you through what is a what is sales management. So what the sales management is, it's a person, or it's a developing a sales force. We have to coordinate the sales force, we have to operate the sales force by recruiting a person, by planning the sales, by planning the products, by implementing the sales technique, and which ultimately can allow everything to fetch a profit for a company. So any sales has to lead to the profit. So profit in the sense that we have to just generate a lot of in pharma sales, we need to generate a lot of prescriptions which is acknowledged with the supply, and in turn the profit has to be generated for a company. If for example, if a pharma company has got a research R&D team, pharmacovigilance team, manufacturing team, and it may have n number of departments, but if the pharma company is not having a sales department, the pharma company is not going to grow, or the pharma company cannot sell anything, cannot generate any profits. So sales management and sales function department is one of the key department in any organization. Without sales, the production department cannot function, the R&D cannot function. So everything is functioning properly because the sales professionals are selling their brands successfully to ensure the proper production and to ensure the discovery of new drugs, etc. So everything depends upon the sales management and the sales management process. So sales management is a selling of your brand. In pharma industry, selling of your brand to the doctors, or promoting your brand to the doctors, making the doctors to prescribe the particular brand to the patients, and after getting the prescription, the patient will buy the product from the chemist shop, and ultimately it will lead to the profit of the business or generation of the business. So if you look at the sales management process, so one is the company. When a pharma company is there, there's a department called marketing department. This marketing department will devise strategies, will give products for the sales people, and all those. Now the sales people have to implement the strategies devised by the marketing team, and the salesperson has to, for example, if a sales manager is there, he has to recruit the sales force by spotting the right candidate, and he will be recruiting the candidate, and he will be inducting the pharma salesperson. The sales manager can help the salesperson, or it can give direction how to generate a business in pharma. So all those things comes under a sales management. So selling, so for sales, in sales management, one of the key skills which everyone needs to develop is selling skills. You should know how to sell. You are not a consumer brand, how to sell our pharma brand. So that is very important. So selling function, selling function comes under sales management process. Developing the sales force, that is right from recruiting a medical representative, recruiting area business manager, recruiting the regional business manager, recruiting the sales GM, sales manager, everything comes under the sales management process. And the particular managers, they will be directing the sales forces. If a company has got more than 50 to 60 brands, which brand to promote for which specialty, what is the punchline, what is the pushing, everything, all the directions will be given by the sales force or the sales manager, which the medical representatives will be taking it, and they'll be implementing that particular directions in the field. So the sales force effectiveness, determining the sales force effectiveness and the performance is also a it also comes under your sales management process. The managers, like sales managers, district managers, regional managers, all those people will guide the medical representatives, and they all also will help, or they'll determine the effectiveness of the sales force, how they perform their activity, how they are performing their job, and the field is monitored by all these higher officials. Now, what's the difference between the pharma sales management and the ordinary sales management? So if you look at, if you're taking a Colgate paste, so the Colgate paste, is any marketing professionals are reaching your home to sell the Colgate paste? No. So we go to the shop, maybe we must be going to the supermarkets, whatever product we want, if it is a paste or whether it is a soap, we used to go to the market directly and we used to pick the product. Nobody can influence, I mean, no professionals is coming to you and speaking regarding the product. So in case of a pharma sales, so it is, we are not reaching our customer directly. Who is our customer normally? In our indirect customers are the patient. Our customers are actually patients, but we are reaching our indirect customers, that is doctors, because doctors are the person. They are the person who has got the authority to prescribe our brands or products. So we are not meeting as like the FMGC product or as like a consumer product. We are not meeting our direct customers. We are meeting our indirect customers, the doctors. And if you look at the quality of doctors, so they are one of the elite professional in the society. So we have an opportunity to meet a elite professional in the society, like well qualified, well equipped, well renowned persons in the society, doctors. So we have to develop our skills for interacting with the doctors. First, we need to develop our knowledge. We need to strengthen our communication skill. We need to develop our attitude towards work. These all plays a major role in pharma sales management. So when you talk about pharma salesman, who is our target audience? Our target audience are indirect customers. One is doctors. The other one is the chemist. That is, we can say chemist in the pharmacy or stockist. So all those people are our indirect clients. So in our pharma sales, we are not dealing with the direct clients like other professions. We are dealing with indirect clients or indirect customers who is more influential to prescribe our brands and who is responsible for generating our 95% of business. Now, these medical reps are, they're very important persons in pharma industry. Unlike R&D professional, unlike manufacturing professional, the most important professional person in the pharma industry is medical representative, because they are the person who are going to generate prescription, who are going to sell your brand or sell the product. They not only sell the product, they coordinate with many departments. They also coordinate with marketing function. They also coordinate with the the HR team. They also coordinate with the distribution department, supply chain department, and they coordinate with the doctors. They also coordinate with the chemists. They also sometimes coordinate with the patients. So we should have a multi-talent. The sales. It's not easy to be in sales. So if you want to be in sales, you have to be you have to develop your multi skills to be successful in this profession. And apart from this, you need to conduct in pharma sales, you need to conduct many activities like patient education programs or patient awareness program. You need to bring a lot of doctors, and you need to conduct the CME, continuous medical education programs for doctors. So all those things comes under a pharma sales management. So when you talk about pharma sales industry, many people think that pharma sales industry is only selling medicines. No, even including surgical devices, there are a lot of diagnostic equipments, diagnostic products. All selling of all these things comes under pharma sales industry. So if you are very good in sales, you can get opportunities in pharma, say pharma drugs industry, or pharma surgical industry, pharma diagnostic industry, and you can get opportunities even in abroad. So for all those things, the key is the selling. So you need to inculcate, or you need to learn or equip yourself how to sell the pharma brand. That is very important in pharma sales management. So we all know in pharma sales management, the sales promotion we promote a brand to the doctors. We have to make the doctor remember our brand, or we have to help the doctor to recall our brand immediately. Suppose if I ask you, tell me the 5 brands of soap. You may say immediately Lux. You may say immediately Margo. You may say Medimix. You may say Liril. You may say so many soaps. It will immediately flash in your mind. Same way, if you are promoting any of your molecule, like it will be a paracetamol, it will be a cetirizine. If your brand name, you might be having some brand name. So when doctors is thinking of cetirizine, so the doctor has to recollect or remember your brand name. So you are going to help the doctor to take a decision on which brand the doctor is going to write for his patients. So we need to influence the doctor's mind. So influencing the human mind is the biggest challenge, but the medical profession or medical sales professions, or they are successfully doing that in our sales in a market for many decades. So influencing human mind is a main aspect of the pharma selling, especially influencing the doctor's mind is a key for pharma selling. Now, there are many positions in pharma selling. You won't believe, to be frank, you won't believe, I never thought that I thought I should not I should not start my career in pharma sales. Because everybody told me that pharma sales career is a roving job. It may not suit for ladies, so don't choose a career in sales and pharma sales. So I accidentally ended up in pharma sales. How it is, the reason is, like I had a campus interview from Cipla, and the designation what they was announcing was trainee management executive, management trainee. Sorry, management trainee was the designation. So I was not knowing what is this management trainee. So I thought this is not a medical representative. I thought it's something else. So they said if you are getting trained, if you are getting selected, you will be they will be sending you to Bombay for training in the particular aspects, and you can then start your career in that particular designation. So I thought a management training is something related to management. After attending the interview, then only I got an idea that this job is nothing but it is a medical representative job. But the designation of which the industry, the Cipla has given was the management trainee for the freshers. Eventually, but after joining as a management trainee, I thoroughly enjoyed the sales profession, because the sales profession helps you to develop yourself, equip yourself with a lot of knowledge. The Bhagavati which you are seeing now, I was not the same when I was starting my career 20 years back. All this credit goes to the sales profession and Cipla, because they gradually they gave a lot of training and they gave a lot of learnings to develop ourselves. So if you are starting your career in sales, I can guarantee you your total personality and your communication skill, and not only that, you can earn more. In a short span, you can grow well if you are performing well, you can earn well, you can grow well, and you can achieve many things. You can buy a house within 5 years of a time, you can buy a house. I've seen many medical representatives after joining pharma profession within 3 years. They have flown to many countries, many abroad countries. They have got how they have purchased the houses, they have purchased the dream cars, they have purchased their two-wheelers. So all those things, it is possible if you start your career in sales. So the designation may not be a medical representative straight away. As I said, if you are a fresher, some companies make you as a management trainee, some company training medical representative. So there are many number of designations available in the industry. So please keep it in the mind. So that can help you while for deciding the career in sales. Now in sales and marketing, now the medical representative, the initials, everything has got a fundamental. If you want to grow fast in your career, I cannot straight away start my career in sales as a GM sales. No, it's not possible. So I can only grow step by step, but the growth can be fast. For example, when I started my career in Cipla as a management trainee, within 1 year, within 6 months time, I got confirmation as a permanent employee in the Cipla. Within 1 year, I got an opportunity to work as a marketing executive. Within 2 years, I got an opportunity to work as a district manager. So these all opportunities are based upon your performance and based upon your rapport which you have with your peers. So the career growth will be very fast. So you have to start. As I said, in the sales, the basic position is you have to start as a trainee medical representative. Now, what can be you might be having the doubt, what are the responsibilities of the medical representative? I enjoy the profession. If you are a very good at communication skill, if you are an extrovert, if you have a lot of interest in talking, meeting new people, talking to the doctors, I never had a fear to meet your customer or talk to the doctor. I thought, it's very easy. How come they're paying so much for this profession? So we have to, if you have confidence, if you have a good knowledge, we won't have any fear to talk with anybody in this, in this profession. Maybe a doctor, he may be a one of the famous chest physician, he may be a famous, he may be a famous cardiologist. But if you have a more knowledge, doctors will respect you like anything, and which I also have, noticed, and I also have developed and learned from many doctors. So the fathers, one of the best, what are the responsibility of medical representative is, one is they should have a proper knowledge about the brands, and they should meet the doctors. They have to plan the doctors. For example, once you start as a career as a medical representatives, the company will allocate use a territory. Maybe if in a town, if it is in Chennai, they may give us a T Nagar. For some people, they may give a T Nagar, or they may take Tambaram. There are a lot of different areas in a city. So geographically, the medical representative will be given different areas for promoting their brands. So they'll be having 200 customers, 150 to 200 customers in the list. So that the customers will be categorized based upon the prescription value and the number of patients met. So the company will instruct you, if the doctor is A+, you need to, if the doctor is very top, you need to meet the doctor 3 to 4 times in a month. If the doctors are A, and you need to meet twice in a month. If the doctor is general practitioner and B, you need to meet once in a month. So all this customer category will be given or directed by the company, and you need to meet the doctor accordingly, once in a month or twice in a month or thrice in a month. Everything depends upon the customer potential, and you need to talk about your brand. For example, the company may have 100 brands, so you will be having a confusion. I started my career in asthma care task force. So Cipla is known for, it's a pioneer in asthma therapy. I started my career in Astalin division, which is a very well-known brand, Astalin, Siroflo. So all those things comes under Cipla. So in asthma task force, we need the daily, if I have 20 products, the marketing department will give a direction what to promote to which kind of customer. We need to promote only 2 to 3 brands mainly to get the business. The rest all you have to just remind the product, and you have to remind the brands. That's it. So all this training, everything will be given by the pharma companies. But before going to the training of the pharma companies, you need to develop a lot of skills. If you want to get selected in pharmaceutical sales, it's not that easy. You can be a distinction. You can get distinction in pharmacy. You won't believe, in my class, the person who got distinction was not selected in the sales interview, whereas I was above average. I got selected. So if you are getting distinction, or that doesn't matter. The skills matter a lot. How you communicate. Are you confident? Are you having interest? Are you able to talk to the person easily? So there are many skills which can help you to fetch a job. So there are a lot of courses available even in ES Pharma. So you can opt once this webinar is over. So a medical representative, everybody might be impressed. If you look at 15 years back, one of the most exciting thing of medical representative is their professional dressing attire. The tie, the bag, the way they dress, so the way they carry themselves, it attracted me a lot, and that even doctors gave a lot of respect for that particular actor. So while you're as a medical representative, how you dress, what's the dress code, your actor, everything helps to build the image of your company which you are representing. So the medical representative is building the image of a company, building the brand's reputation, influencing the doctor's mind, and the medical representative is also providing a feedback to the company. Some doctor may tell, no, this particular brand has got some side effect, my patient is having some uncomfortable symptoms. So all those feedback will be communicated to the marketing department via the sales team. So medical representatives are the very key person in pharmaceutical sales. So only thing, you need to develop the respective skills if you want to be in this career. Now let's see what are the positions available in the pharma sales job. Now when I talk about pharma sales, there are two kinds of pharma sales. So we can say that the pharma sales in international business, pharma sales even in domestic business. Now we know that when there was a crisis in US for the COVID situation, India exported hydroxychloroquine. So that comes under exports. So we have some sales professional, international sales professional who is dealing with the international sales. That we have got a lot of opportunities to work in international business in pharma sales and domestic business in pharma sales. If you want to travel abroad, you can always opt for international business opportunities, export, international business exports. And so I'll tell you what are the position available. So if you start your career as a trainee medical representative, next you can, next level will be a medical representative. After that, your position will be everything. If you are performing well, within next one year, you can grow as a area sales manager. Within next 1 year, you can, become a regional sales manager. Within 3 to 4 years of time, you can become as a regional sales manager. Within 4 years time, you can become a zonal sales manager. Within 5 years time, you can become a 5 to 6 years time, you can become a national sales manager. Then eventually, yeah, VP sales and marketing. I know so many marketing sales professionals who started their career in the age of at the age of 21, and they became a national sales manager at when they are 25 to 26 years old. I know many people personally, and within 26, 27 years, they grew, their growth rate was very fast, and the earning, if you are a VP sales and marketing, the package is totally unimaginable with the incentives, not only package, incentives, trips, not a lot of abroad trips. Everything is apart from the regular salary, the medical representative will have incentives. If you are brand-based incentive, target-based incentives, state-wise incentives. So medical representatives, if they are performing well, they are eligible for a lot of incentives, and incentives will be in a lump sum amount. For example, 1 year you can earn 1 lakh incentive or 1.2. If you are selling too many brands well, maybe 3 to 5 lakhs, 3 to 5 lakhs in a year you can earn as an incentive. Apart from that, the company will sponsor you a lot of international trips abroad. Trips like you can go to Singapore, you can go to Bangkok, you can go to many places. They sponsor a lot of trips. So all those things, trips are bonus for you. So that's one of the beauty of the sales profession. And now if you look at this entry level salary, it is 2.5 lakhs. It is pretty high when compared to the other industry. So if you're a fresher, if you're starting your career, I'm just telling the minimum is 2.5. But it is more than 2.5. Many reputed companies are giving the starting pay is 3 lakhs for trainee medical representative. And as I said, there are different designation for medical representatives given in the industry. Like you can say professionals, PSR, that is professional sales representative. They also called as trainee sales officer or sales officer. So different companies give different designation. So what I want to highlight in this particular slide is, so it doesn't matter, you can start, if you start as a medical representative, within 5 to 6 years of time, you can grow fast in a ladder if you are performing well. And if you are achieving a target, so your sales performance can be easily measured, unlike other profession. If you are achieving your targets in 101%, in 110%, etc., if you are achieving your targets consistently, that itself will show your performance. So which none of other profession is able to, there is nothing. The performance is visible in sales, unlike the other departments. So if a person is entering a sales profession, they are very fortunate to grow. They can grow in the ladder within 5 years time, and they can learn so many things. That's what I want to communicate. So as I said, there are two kind of business in sales: domestic business, that is exports, international business, sorry, domestic business, that is imports. So there's a mistake in a slide. Domestic business is an import, that is a inside the India. The business which is happening inside the India is a domestic business, and the exports, it comes under international business. So the person who is to travel abroad or to reside in abroad, you can start your career as the basic designation will be a international business manager, or we can say business manager international marketing, or international, international, the designation will be, the basic designation will be the business manager international marketing is a basic designation for the international business. The salary for international business is very high when compared to the domestic business. What do you think? You have to prepare your mind to stay away from our India. That's the only thing. And apart from this, you should have a good communication skill. You should know English. If you have if you know a Spanish, or if you know French, if you know a German, all those things can be a additional skill to fetch a job in international business. So pharma sales has got a huge scope. It's a promising career. And if you look at it, the growth rate of this particular the pharma is growing at the rate of 14%, which is more than the industrial growth. In India, the pharma sales job opportunities are growing at the rate of 14%. You won't believe right now, we want to know how much opportunity in sales. There are approximately 30,000 vacancies for pharma sales. In the sense, not only in medicine, maybe in devices, even in the diagnostic industry. So pharma sales, anytime you can, if you develop your skill, you can step into this career. So that's the beauty of this pharma sales profession. Now let's see the therapy wise. Why is it the pharma sales has got huge scope? Now each and every company, if you take a Cipla, or if you take a Lupin, the Lupin has got almost 20 divisions. If you take a Cipla, they have got 25 divisions. Like, for example, in Cipla, they have got asthma task force, they have got a general division who sell antibiotics, they have got cardiac task force who sells cardiac products, they have got your HIV specialty division who sells HIV products, they have got ophthalmic division, they have got vaccine division, gynec division. So many divisions are emerging in each and every company to promote their brands. So we have so many therapy areas. We have anti-infectives, cardiac, gastrointestinal products, respiratory products, anti-diabetic products. So all these therapy areas, what it is saying is, we have handful of opportunities in pharma sales and marketing. So you have to develop. So easily you can fetch a job in pharma sales and marketing. It is not, if you are having a passion to meet new people, passion to learn new things, if you have got a driving skill, if you prefer traveling, definitely you can choose a career in pharma sales. Now let's see what are the skills you require to develop. So I'll take you through the skills once I complete what is international business. After that, I'll brief you the skills. Now, what is international marketing and international business? This job involves, this international marketing is the person from India. For example, if a Lupin has got operation, it also has got operation in abroad. So they will be employing the person from India to setting up the business, their business in the respective country. For example, it may be a Latin America, it may be a Africa, it may be a Brazil. So all those things, so the particular person will be traveling to the particular place, so to set the business operations, and they will, they'll be enabling, and they'll be helping the company to promote the brands, and by complying the foreign policies, and they'll be also connecting with the foreign clients, and they'll promote the bulk drugs or the brands to market their brands, to generate business. To generate business, so the Indian companies, they are also expanding the business to abroad. So the people from India will go out to abroad, and they'll set up all the business, and which is required as per the foreign policies. They'll promote the brand. Maybe the way of promotion is slightly different from India. In India, the medical reps are promoting the brands, but in abroad, there are a lot of distribution agencies, supply chain agencies. They also will be promoting the brands to the doctors. So there's a slight difference in the business model, but the main thing is The international business person will help the company to set up all the business operation in the abroad, and they'll also meet the clients, and they'll also generate business for generating the profit. Next, what is our designation? As I said, what are the designations available? So if you can say designation, the major designation is, one of the main designation is International Business Manager. Now you might be knowing what is the role of this, what is the job description of International Business Manager. So the International Business Manager, they have to interact with the foreign clients, they have to search for the new markets, they have to understand the company, Indian company may be having 10 to 20 therapy areas, 20 brands. So this particular international business manager will tell the company which are the they have to identify the market or analyze the market, which brand we can launch to the particular country, so to generate good business. So that is one of the role of the business manager. The second one is the business manager has to collect all the documents which is required for the shipment. So the manager is responsible. For example, if a particular company is exporting a hydroxychloroquine from India to Africa, that means a particular international business manager will do A to Z work, right from the shipment work. He'll ensure whether the shipment has reached to the client, whether the stocks are whether the quantity is perfect or it's perfect, any other issues. All those things will be handled by the international business manager. He also prepare export documents. He also conclude the business deal. He will identify the business deal. He'll say while he's supplying hydroxychloroquine, he'll also talk to the customer that we are very good in manufacturing the respiratory devices, inhalers. So he said, they will be promoting the business. So once the deal is over, even they can venture into the respiratory business, they can venture into the gynec business. So all those things depends upon the international business manager's ability and his performance. And he also need to coordinate with the regulatory affairs department. What the regulatory affairs departments can have a set of regulation. What kind of drugs can be exported, and what are the rules and regulation to export certain drugs. So all those things will be clearly told by the regulatory affairs department. So they will be preparing a lot of dossiers. So all this coordination work has to be done by the international business manager, and international business manager also has to ensure the timely movement of the goods to the particular client or particular country. So these are the few roles of the international business managers. If you look at the career growth in international business and job titles, as I said, like in a domestic career, it was a basic level was the medical representative. Here, some companies give executive international business, but most of the companies are starting the hierarchy is the business manager international business. The designation will be business manager international business. If he is perform, he has to travel to different countries. For example, the company may tell you for some business manager he has to take care of African countries. Some business manager has to take care of the Latin America countries. So also the role will be defined by the particular company, and the business manager has to perform the roles whatever I said in previous slide. And if he is doing his work of very well and with good ability, then he will be promoted within a year's time. He can get promoted as a manager or senior manager, or we can also say GM, business development manager, or country manager. So all those things all depends upon the ability of the person. If you look at the starting salary, many companies the starting salary is very high. That is 3 to 3.5 lakhs is the beginning of the salary. And if you look at the incentives, again, if you are they have a target, if you are selling, if your business is you are achieving the business target, again you will be having 10 to 15% based upon the deal you have with the particular manufacturer or a particular pharma company. You have huge opportunity to earn a bulk sum amount, and if you want to locate with your family also, the company will provide you all the support to relocate, or if you take your family to the particular place. So that is the advantage of this international business. And what is the eligibility? If you look at for pharma sales, domestic sales and pharma international sales, Nowadays, the companies are very specific. They are preferring mainly pharma graduates. Initially, if you look at many companies were taking even BCom graduates, even BCA graduates, etc. But in this modern digital world, now the companies, especially the reputed companies, are very clear. They want only the pharmacy background graduates. They are not even accepting the diploma in pharmacy graduate. They are diploma in pharmacy person. They are accepting only the pharmacy graduates, or even the Pharm D or M.Pharm. People are also venturing into this M.Pharm, I mean, into the international business. So entry level salary is very high. It's more than 3.5 lakhs. So you will be, apart from the commission, apart from the bonus, this will be a salary, and your family will be taken care. The insurance and your so allowance, everything is apart from the salary. So this so huge scope for international business, and you can choose a career. Now, what are the skill set for pharma sales? So I have seen in my experience, I've trained more than 25,000 sales people. Many of them are fresher. So once we are in the pharma college, when you are studying in the pharmacy college, we have a lot of hopes and dreams. We think, pharmacy is almost equivalent to doctor, and many people have seen the attitude matters a lot. So when you choose a career in a sales, so you have to work in, you have to meet a chemist, you have to meet a doctors. So sometimes many people are egoistic. So I paid so much amount for studying B pharmacy. You're asking me to do this work. So they're having a lot of egos. No, please shed your egos. So this is sales is, you cannot grow up to the level. You have to initially, if you want to start a career in sales, at least to 3 to 5 years, you need to do your hard work in the field. Without working in the field, you cannot excel in sales career. So just forget, you might be comfortably, you might be studying in the pharmacy college without traveling, you might be sitting in an AC room and all those things. So when you come to the pharma sales, first thing you need to is shed your ego, think that it is a profession, I want to excel in this profession. So you have to be ready to shed your sweat, because you have to work in hot summer, you have to work in rain. So we have to prepare your mind, you have to prepare your mind for working in any situation. You should not, you can't work in a comfort zone. So that is very important. And the second one, interest is very, very important. The first thing is, without interest, you can't excel in the sales career. I can say that I initially, when I joined this career as a sales, as a medical representative, I never know that I never had an interest, but I developed interest for a period of time, because there are a lot of motivators. When I started my career, the Cipla gave me accommodation in a 3-star to 5-star hotel, which I have never enjoyed in my life. So when you're the companies like Lupin, so they will, when you're traveling to Chennai to Mumbai or Hyderabad to Mumbai, they will give a second class AC, or they may give a flight ticket, so which we may not have enjoyed in our earlier lifetime. So those are things will more help you to motivate you to do the work better, and even you can learn a lot of things while if you're in sales career. So you have to develop a interest, that is without interest you cannot be successful in this job. So one is interest, the second one is knowledge. So knowledge, I've seen many people are unable to communicate to the doctor, because we are going to meet our eminent professionals in the society, doctors. Doctors have, this is the only profession, the customer has got more knowledge about the product than the medical representative. Suppose if the doctor is prescribing the Formitol, or the doctor is prescribing the antibiotic ofloxacin, the doctor knows more about the antibiotics than the medical representative. So it is very important to develop your knowledge as equal to the doctor, or more than a doctor. You have to keep learning continuously. You have to keep learning continuously, and you have to update your knowledge. Not only a B.Pharm, whatever you studied in a B.Pharm is not sufficient. You have to just browse through what are the new molecules, what are the new drugs, what are the new therapy areas, what are the companies, top 10 companies in India, what are they, how are they marketing, what are the brands, leading brands, all those things you need to keep updated. You need to search in net, and you need to you need to understand the thing. So one more thing which I have noticed is, you have to have a very good knowledge. For that, you have to be very strong in pharmacology. If I ask a question, I've seen so many people, while I interview them, I'll ask what is pharmacodynamics. Many people they could not answer what is pharmacodynamics, what is pharmacokinetics. So you need to understand the pharmacology well. So if you have a very good knowledge in pharmacology, and if you've got the ability to communicate, definitely you can choose this career. So one skill you said you require is the knowledge. So knowledge is very important. The second one is skill, interaction skill, communication skill, networking skill, negotiation skill, cold calling. Cold calling in the sense, for example, the client, you cannot, doctors sometimes they are very egoistic. When you talk something, the doctor may not accept. The doctor may not have a happy face. He may be very tough, but still you have to be very cheerful and you have to promote your brand. That is called cold calling. So you have to develop the skill of cold calling. You have to be a very good consultant. You should have a lot of patience because there are many doctors who meets you will make you to wait for hours together. Especially the top specialty doctors will make you to wait for minimum 2 to 3 hours. So you need to be very patient or enough to meet the doctors or your customer. So that is patient is very important. Patience is very important. Knowledge, skill, attitude. Attitude is you have to always you have to maintain your positive attitude. That is very important. If you're having negative attitudes, like don't believe the people. Many people say, what you're doing sales job and you have to keep roaming. What roaming? So many people are roaming now. So roaming is different, but the benefit which you are getting is tremendous in the sales profession. And communication skill. If you are a very good communicator, you will enjoy this profession. I never felt that I'm working. I every day meet new client, a new pharmacist, new chemist, new patients. So a lot of interaction will happen in a different level of people. And I enjoyed it. If you enjoy communication, you'll enjoy this profession. And one more thing which many, even including me, which we have to develop is as a salesperson is a listening skill. Many people have a wrong intuition that sales people has to be a very good talker. No. The fact is the sales people have to be a very good listener, but in the industry, including me, many of them are not very good listener. I'm also working on it. So many people are has to work on a listening skills, public speaking, networking skills. So all those things comes under communication skill. Then you have to have very good management skill, market selling skills. You have to be very thorough. Which you have to have a very good selling skills. So selling skill is again separate topic. So there are a lot of courses available for selling skills. How to sell a pharma brand. So selling skill is one more important skills which you need to focus if you want to fetch a job in international sales or domestic marketing or sales and marketing. So communication, you have to work on a communication skill, you have to work on a selling skills, you have to work on the management skills. So all those skills have to be developed if you want to get selected in this particular career. Apart from this, one interesting things which I would like to say is I don't know even to ride a bicycle when I started my career in sales. But I eventually, it is really hard. Initial first 6 months, I worked by walking. I worked in buses. I used to get down from one stop to the another stop. But I have to work minimum per day, almost 5 to 6 kilometers. I used to work by carrying the bag, which was very tough for me. Then eventually, I started to learn how to drive the two-wheeler. Then I started working. After 1 year of my profession, I started working in my two-wheeler, with more confidence. So driving skill is very, very important. So that is driving safely is also very important. That is one. Number two, rapport building. You should you should know you need to influence a person within fraction of second. Or you need to build a rapport with the doctor, with the client, with the patient, with the chemist within as much as possible. So nowadays there are a lot of course which is stating that there are a lot of rapport building techniques, how to build the rapport instantly. So you need to develop your rapport building skills. You need to build your selling skills. You should have a negotiation skills, interpersonal skills. So many other skills, and you should be mentally stable. So you won't believe in review meeting if you're not achieving your target. Initially, in my first 1 or 2 years of the careers, in the review meeting, not me, many of my colleagues used to get lot of good scoldings in while in a review meeting. Initially, I used to take it too personally, but eventually I understood that it is for our own self-development. I started, I was more successful by achieving my target more, so that I never had to listen to any kind of the scolding or any kind of criticism, etc. So all those things will be available even in the sales profession. So we have to keep our mind very stable, and we have to be mentally fit, and you have to take care of your health very much. I've seen medical representatives who is not taking care of their health, or not maintaining the personal hygiene, or not maintaining your dress code. So all those things has to be avoided. So you have to maintain your personal hygiene. For example, I can say there is one study stating that doctors are avoiding to meet medical reps because of the sock smell. The medical reps are not walks. Many medical reps I found in research, they are not washing their socks every day. I'm not blaming many people. Many of the medical reps are not having carrying handkerchief. So all small things can be also has to be taken in to be noted when you talk about personal hygiene. So that also plays an important role. That also comes under grooming of to this profession. So you can enroll a course in ES Pharma education if you want to develop your, sharpen your skill in pharma sales, profession. Now after that, so these all particular skill is also even suitable for even international business. In international business, one additional skill which you need to inculcate is, you need to have you need to know some few more languages. If you know French, if you know Latin, if you know German or Japanese, this all things will be additional plus for international business. So you can ask me questions. There are five. That's a 5 minutes question session. If you have any questions, you can just ask me. I'll take you through next domain once the question session is over. Next is marketing management. So any questions? I would like to invite questions. So any questions so far? So any questions?
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Hello? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Khalil.
Ma'am, I'm asking that if
Okay,
a
Venkatesh.
person who don't
Mr.
have,
Venkatesh. Yeah.
yeah, ma'am, I'm asking that if a person don't have that communication skills, like he knows English better, but he don't have that much like what you are saying, that if you want to work in
Fluency.
international marketing, yeah. So if you don't know that Japanese or something Latin, so is it possible to get work on international marketing skills?
Yeah, definitely. See, only thing, while attending the interview, you should know basic things to communicate. So because there are a lot of level of interview. See, if you look at in sales, many people, they have groomed themselves. Many of them are not good speakers or good communicators from the beginning. They had took a lot of interest in developing the skills. So you don't have to be, you should know basic English, you should have basic English knowledge. You should know how to attend the interview and how to get into the interview and get fetched the job. If you know first that itself, you can develop over a period of time. So you don't have to worry about it.
Now, one
Hello,
more
ma'am.
query,
Good
ma'am.
morning, ma'am.
Yes?
One more query, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm asking that if a person have good knowledge in pharmacology and the skills are not so well, okay, so
Okay.
is that okay, or you have to maintain your knowledge and skills in a same manner?
Yeah, if you have got very good attitude and interest, the pharma companies will. So, for example, in domestic marketing, we don't have to have that much skill in talking in English or etc. You when you are in if you are in Hyderabad, if a person medical representative is meeting a doctor, except to the top doctors, many of them are just they are talking even in Telugu or in Tamil to promote their brands, to build a personal rapport with the doctor. So you can develop, and company also will train you on the USPs, what to communicate to the doctor, what to not to communicate. All those trainings will be given by the companies. So only thing, you have to have a proper attitude and interest to choose a profession. Doesn't matter, you can always learn or develop the skill.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, good morning, ma'am. This is Jalandhar,
Good
ma'am.
morning. Yeah, Jalandhar. Good morning, Jalandhar.
Madam, actually, my B Pharmacy completed in 2012. Right now,
2012,
12, ma'am.
okay.
Okay, ma'am. I can I get any opportunity in marketing field, ma'am? My age is present 28 running, ma'am.
Yeah, definitely you can get, but there are few companies like top companies you won't be able to get because top companies they have some time. This one age limit. Like they are
Okay,
asking
ma'am.
the medical reps within 25, I mean, 20, within 25 years older, etc. But there are,
Okay.
there are many other companies, medium-sized company. So you can join that. But it is not marketing; it is sales. Marketing is totally different. I'll tell you in the next slides. So you
Okay.
can get through in sales as a initially as a medical representative. Then
Okay.
you can go as a area business manager. Then you can go to the top companies. Once you become an area manager, you can apply for the top most companies like Lupin, Cipla, and Sun Pharma, etc.
Okay, ma'am. But actually, I want one opportunity, ma'am. That's why I'm
Okay.
interested in marketing sales. How can I approach you? Could you tell me your contact number or other any else?
Yeah, at the end of the session, ES Pharma, no, they are going to offer some courses for this the person who want to choose the career in sales. So at
Okay,
the end
ma'am.
of the session, we'll be giving and I'll be also giving.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Hello, ma'am.
Thanks, Jalender.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, madam.
Yeah, I'm able to hear you. I'm able to hear you.
What is the future of pharma marketing, madam?
What is the
What is the future of pharma marketing in future?
The future of pharma marketing is very, very bright. There is no doubt because we know the population in the world is also increasing. So a lot of health issues are also increasing because of the modern lifestyle. Lot of new drugs has been discovered or they are discovering. So they need lot of profession to sell their brand. So
What
very,
is
very
the
bright.
salary, ma'am?
Yes.
What is the salary that we get for a month?
That's why initially if you're a fresher, you can get starting from 2.5 to 3 lakhs based upon the company size. If you're starting medium size company, 2.3 lakhs they'll give. If it is a very small, company, they may give 2.5 lakhs or 2 lakhs. So based upon the company which you choose. Apart from that, you will get a lot of commissions or incentives for that. If you are selling very good for each particular brand-wise incentives. If you're achieving the target for that, you will get some incentives. So if you look at in year apart from the salary, you can earn a minimum 2 to 3 lakhs extra in a year.
In Arbindo, madam. Hetero Arbindo.
What
In Arbindo, Hetero.
in?
Arbindo Pharma Company.
Okay. In
In
Aravind,
Arbindo. In Arbindo, Hetero, what will be the salary?
salary that I think we have to find out, but approximate is only this. And depending upon your skill also they'll fix the salary. Even if their salary is 2.5 or 3 lakhs, but they'll just see your ability initially. So initially they may fix your salary as less, but after 6 to 7 months, depending upon your performance, they'll give a very good hike and incentives and allowance, etc.
Thank you, madam, for a golden opportunity.
Thanks, thank you. So any other questions?
Nice session, madam.
Any questions?
No questions, madam. Nice session, madam.
Yeah, now let's move to the next topic, marketing management. So many people now even after now I think many people does not know what's the difference between the marketing and sales. Okay, I got a question that, ma'am, can you explain the conversation between the doctor and the medical rep? Yeah, I just definitely will explain. See, the conversation is, for example, if I'm a medical rep and I'm meeting a doctor that is a chest physician who is a prescriber of some inhaler. Okay, so if I'm meeting the doctor, so I'll just tell initially I'll do some survey about the doctor before meeting the doctor. I'll do some survey about particular doctor. For example, if the doctor Prasanna Kumar Thomas is there, he is a chest physician. So I'll identify if the doctor Prasanna Kumar Thomas, if he is getting a asthmatic patient, so what all things he'll write in his prescription. So normally, generally, the doctor may write for when a patient is asthmatic, for SOS, they may write some reliever like salbutamol or levosalbutamol inhalers. The doctors may write. Some doctors will write, along with that, the steroid, I mean, inhaled steroid to that is a preventer to prevent the particular patient from the continuous attack of asthma. The doctors may write even preventer medications. So there are a lot of preventer medication available. For example, like salmeterol, fluticasone, or there is a formoterol, fluticasone. So I will be knowing. So based upon my medical survey, so when I go to medical shop, I'll ask in the particular medical shop which is close to Dr. Prasanna Kumar Thomas. I'll ask whether the doctor is writing any levosalbutamol inhaler. Though the particular medical shop fellow will say that, yeah, doctor is writing lot of Livolin inhaler, which is from Cipla. He is writing per day. If I am from Lupin, so I will promote something which is equivalent to the Livolin inhaler. Lupin has got something equivalent to Livolin inhaler. So I will be promoting the doctor. First, the marketing team of the Lupin will be given a detailing visual aid. There's a visual aid card, detailing visual aid is there. Visual aid consists of, there are points, talking points about each and every product or brand. For example, if you look at the Astalin inhaler, Astalin inhaler or Livolin inhaler, the thing is what we can say, if the doctor is a prescriber of Astalin inhaler, then we can speak, doctor, you can just switch to the Livolin inhaler, because the Livolin inhaler has got so many benefits when compared to the Astalin inhaler. So the medical reps will be conveying the benefits of the particular brand and the product to the doctor based upon the survey he has done. If the doctor is writing a lot of salmeterol plus fluticasone combination, the medical reps might be having some brand related to that particular drug. So the medical reps will promote the relevant brand to the doctor by explaining the feature, advantage, and benefit to their customers. And in while they are presenting their sales presentation, they'll try to promote their brand name. For example, if I can say, there was a brand called Gattiquin in Cipla, which is Gatifloxin. So while I was promoting the Gattiquin, so I always habit of saying, doctor prescribed Gattiquin. Gattiquin has got this. Doctor prescribed Gattiquin because it has got so many benefits. So Gattiquin, I repeated almost more than 7 to 8 times while detailing the brand. So while I'm detailing the brand repeatedly, the recall of the particular brand name will be more good. So I'm building the brand reputation. So after that, while I'm leaving the doctor's chamber, the doctor was even, the next medical rep told me, did you promote Gattiquin? I said, yeah. How? No, the doctor was telling that even he was whispering Gattiquin. Because the flow of communication, the way you tell your brand again and again repeatedly, that is called brand hammering. So we have to do a brand hammering. We have to talk about the feature, advantage, and benefits of the particular brand. And we need to also communicate about the availability of our brand in particular medical shop. So we cannot promote the brand without the availability. We cannot promote any product without making a product available. We cannot convey or we cannot demand prescription to the doctors. And after conveying the feature, advantage, benefit, and after talking, if the doctor is raising any objection, we have to handle the objections. After the objection, we need to demand prescription. We have to demand, doctor, can I look forward for the prescription of Formis Seroflow inhaler? The Seroflow inhaler is available in Star Medicals. So all those things we need to communicate while interacting with the doctor. So while starting the call, there are a lot of procedures, how to start a call and how to close the call. Okay, this all comes in the selling skills. So we have, like if you are interested, we can plan a separate session for the selling skill, how to conduct a medical call. So that is altogether a separate session, which I can, if you allow me, I can do in next session. Yes. So shall I have an answer to the person? Okay, thanks. Now I'm going to tell you the difference between what is the sales and marketing. So if you look at the sales is just, we are the marketing department. That is, I told initially itself, marketing is a different function and the sales is a different function. For example, if there is a Lupin, the Lupin has got a head office in Mumbai. So Lupin has got a head office in Mumbai and the corporate office in Mumbai.
Madam, can you unmute your mic? We can't able to hear you. Please unmute
Yes.
your mic, ma'am.
Sorry, am I audible?
Yes. No.
Yeah, sorry, I think it got muted. So, what's the difference between marketing and sales, which is very important? As I said, the marketing sales people is present sales people are present all over the India or all over the world, we can say. So, marketing is a function, it's a department which that will be situated mostly in the corporate office of the particular. For example, if a Lupin has got a corporate office in Mumbai. They are Mumbai-based company. So the marketing functions will be located in the Mumbai. So in marketing department will be located in the Mumbai, and there is a set of team who runs the marketing function. Now, what is a marketing function that I will be taking you through next slides? In the marketing department, there will be a the sales of the head of the sales. That is, I told you, the vice president or president of the sales can be in charge for even a marketing. Normally, in many organizations, the sales VP of the sales, vice president or the president of sales will be also the in charge of either even marketing. But both are, even though the functions are different, the boss can be the same. So the VP marketing may have somebody called GM marketing under him. So GM marketing might be having a marketing manager or senior marketing manager, followed by the senior marketing manager below him. He may be having a group product manager, then product manager, product executive, training product executive. So there are many hierarchies even in a marketing department. Now, what do the marketing management people do? So marketing management people, they support the function of sales. For example, if I'm promoting Crozin, the Crozin, I really don't, I may not be knowing what is the molecule present in Crozin, or what is the advantage of Crozin, what are the benefits of the Crozin, or what are the praise of Crozin. If all those things informations are given by the marketing department. And strategy, to whom should I promote Crozin? Which doctor, whether I have to promote for top doctors or A doctors or B doctors, whom should I promote, which brand? And what are the inputs? There are a lot of brochures. We say leave behind literatures. So all the leave behind literatures, if you are launching a new product manual, new product launch inputs, so all the scientific information, strategies, whom to promote, the directions, all those things will be the brain behind the sales function is the marketing management. The marketing management is the brain behind the sales function. They support the sales department to enhance or to increase the sales. Now let's see what is the marketing management. So let's see what is marketing management. So marketing management, I think slides has to be changed. So when you talk about marketing, so it comes under strategy, goals, plan, achievement, who is the target audience, what we are going to speak to the customer, what you should not speak to the customer, how many times you have to meet the customer. All those strategies are devised by the the marketing team or marketing department. They are the brain behind the sales department. Yeah, can we move to the next slide? If you look at the marketing, again, there are two kinds of marketing, international marketing and domestic marketing. So in international marketing, the marketing manager of the international marketing will support the sales team of international sales team. So there are, again, this marketing department is divided as two more based upon the geographical area. They are divided into two classification. One is marketing international business, marketing domestic business. So the marketing, the person who is into the, I think Mr. Uma Shankar has to make the slide visible. Yeah, I think slide, we have to enlarge the slide view. I think slide view has to be there.
Is this the slide? This slide?
Yeah, before slide, previous slide. but we need to enlarge this slide.
Okay, sure.
Maybe in slideshow. Slideshow. Full screen, yeah. Okay. So I said marketing management is a brain behind the sales function. There are different kind in the digital world. There are a lot of different types of marketing. Apart from international marketing, apart from the domestic marketing, we have a marketing called offline marketing and online marketing. So this offline marketing is marketing which we said, as I said, is a domestic marketing or international marketing. Online marketing, e-marketing, all comes under digital marketing. Now this particular digital marketing is gaining a lot of attention. So this I'll be taking you through once I complete the traditional international business marketing. Next slide. Okay, now before entering to the marketing, what is marketing management? So I said the marketing function is the brain behind the sales management. They devise strategy. They give all the directions to the sales team. So now in pharma industry, they call this marketing function as in general brand management team or product management team, PMT, product management team. Now let's see what's the difference between product and the brand. A product is made in a factory, can be a tablet of paracetamol tablet. It is a product made in a factory. But the Crocin is a brand name, which belongs to some particular company. So product is made in a factory, where brand is something which a company is selling to the customer. It is building a reputation. A product can be copied by anybody. A paracetamol can be manufactured by many companies, but the brand names will be different. The brand names will be different. So this brand is different and product is different. So we have to sell the brand. The paracetamol is a product, so we know how to sell that. We need to sell the brand Crocin. So selling the brand is the key in the product management function. Okay, next slide. Now, what is brand management? So now, each and every pharma company has got a set of people who is responsible for each brand. For example, if a person has got an antibiotic Oflox, so for antibiotic products, there may be a particular separate product managers. The person who is dealing with respiratory products, a company might be having different therapy areas. Lupin has got a diabetic division, Lupin has got respiratory division, Lupin has got antibiotic division. For each and every area, there might be a brand manager or a group product manager or marketing manager. So among that, if I'm starting my career in brand management, initially my designation will be a trainee product executive. For trainee product executive, they may be giving just 1 or 2 brands to handle. So what they have to do, the particular manager is responsible for building the image of brand, or to all the strategies for devising the strategy, for building the brand building activities, for devising the strategy or how to build the brand. All those things has to be handled by the particular training product executive. Now let's see what is brand. So brand is, what a brand is, a design. We can say it's identity, it's a trust, it's a value, it's a strategy, it's a marketing, and it is also advertising. If you look at in a brand management, the product manager or the product executive, they're all responsible for building the brand reputation, that is a brand image. For example, if you take Colgate or if you take Lux, so everybody, if you close the mind, and I can tell you. And for example, Facebook, everybody knows the logo of Facebook. Even if you are closing the mind, the logo will feature in your mind. So brand reputation is, building the brand image to the customer. Brand awareness, you need to create awareness about the brand to the customer. So far, this brand manager will helping the team or helping the sales people and give the strategy how to build the brand awareness. And this brand managers are responsible for building the brand equity. So for example, if you look at a company like Tablets India, they have known for one famous brand called Bifilac. So the Bifilac. So one brand can build a company and generate so much profit. So a brand, if you're handling the brand properly, if you're helping your brand to build a reputation, awareness, if you're trying to, if you're creating a loyalty among the customers, if you're having a very good strategy for brand recall, all those things can help you to build a brand equity. The brand equity can even can boost the company's image and helps the company to generate a profitable business. So brand manager need to ensure the brand success by devising strategies or doing a lot of activities to build all those all these images which I said earlier, and all these things is the role of the brand manager. Yes. Now, what are the so what is one of the main role of the brand manager is brand positioning. So if there is there may be 10 antibiotics, ofloxacin, ciprofloxacin, or sorry, amoxicillin, combination, azithromycin. So the product manager, based upon the studies and based upon the market knowledge or market analysis, the sales manager will give direction to the the marketing manager will give the direction to the sales force. So the marketing manager will do market analysis about each and every brand, and he will give the brand positioning to the sales team, whom to promote, who is the target audience, whom to promote, what are the strategies you need to adopt, what are the activities you need to do in the field while meeting the doctors. All those things are explained by or positioned by the brand manager, considering many attributes, or the product managers will do SWOT analysis. They'll just do the analysis for strength of the brand, opportunity of the brand, the area of development of the brand, threat of the brand. All those things they'll analyze and they'll devise a strategy and they'll support the sales people and they'll give the direction to generate a business and to reach to attain a profit in the business. So brand positioning is a key in any brand management aspect. So that is one of the main role of a product manager, or we can say brand manager. Now let's see what are the opportunities for available for brand managers or product managers. So in pharma they say it is a product managers. Now the product managers, the starting position is, as I said, the trainee product executive. So many companies prefer taking people in marketing management if they have a sales experience, because always this marketing function and sales function is always it is there is a coordination, there is all interrelated. So the brand manager need to understand what exactly happens in the field, then only he can devise an effective strategy to sell his brand. So the brand manager must have minimum 6 to 1 year experience in a sales, in a sales or in selling or as a medical representative. I started my career as a sales medical representative within for almost 4.5 years time. After 4.5 years time, I had an opportunity to work in a product management team. Even I have launched few of my cardiac brands which is doing well in the market. So for that, the key is we need to have even a sales experience, minimum 6 to 1 year, to understand the market, how the medical representatives are performing their job, what are the difficulties, what are the opportunities. So everything for that you need to have a sales experience also. Now the brand management, so as I said, so brand management department is a brain. It's highly respected department in pharmaceutical industry, because they're also helping the particular company to generate or develop or build a brand business in terms of a brand or in terms of a value. Now let's see what are the positions available in brand management. I think we need to change the slides. Yes, in slides. So we know, as I said, if you look at after brand positioning, we should know what are the opportunities available in brand management or product management. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, so there are different types of branding. So far we were talking about only the branding in pharmaceutical industry. Now branding is everywhere. Even I have to brand myself. You have to brand yourself. Each and every person has a brand value or something. So there are different types of branding. For example, each and every hospital, let it be Apollo, let it be a workout hospital, let it be, there are many corporate hospitals. All corporate hospital has got a brand management department. So as a pharma professionals, we can also get opportunities to work in healthcare branding. That is a branding in hospitals, branding in pharmaceutical company, branding in diagnostic industry. There are a lot of I know that SRL brand vaccine. There are a lot of reputed labs, diagnostic labs. So they also have a brand management department. You also have an opportunity to work in a diagnostic industry, medical devices industry, and now a lot of retailer chain of pharmacy is coming in. I mean, there are a lot of retailer pharmacy outlets available across the country. They are also having their brand management team to build the reputation of the retailer pharmacy outlets. So we have n number of opportunities in the branding, in brand management field or product management team. Apart from this, as I said, we have a lot of opportunity in international marketing as well as domestic marketing or domestic sales. International sales and domestic sales also has got an opportunity, to work in a. We also have opportunity to work in domestic and international as a marketing professional in the particular segment. So we can say domestic product management team and international product management team. International product management team will support the activities of the business in the international business operation. The inputs or in terms of inputs, in terms of knowledge or in terms of any requirement, all the thing will be taken care by the product management team, international business, and domestic requirements will be taken care by product management team. The next slides. Next slide. So what do the brand managers do? First is the brand manager will analyze the SWOT analysis. He'll understand the strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat of the brand. And he will also identify the needs of the customer. What is selling? Selling is a satisfying the needs of customer and influencing the decision of the customer. That is selling. So selling is satisfying or identifying the needs and wants of the customer and satisfying the needs of the customer is a selling. So now these needs are also analyzed by even the marketing department, and based upon the needs and wants of the customer, now this marketing department will give the solution to will give the products or service to the sales department. For example, if there are now many companies has launched a brand called, a molecule called Bilastine. Bilastine is a sedative-free antihistamine. So when the brand is new to the market, when a product is new to the market, doctors may not be knowing much about the particular, the particular molecule. So in those, if the company is launching the first time of any molecule or in India or any product in India, then the particular company will provide many informations, maybe in terms of studies, in terms of product monograph, in terms of CM conducting CMEs. So all those activities has been this being done by a marketing function, that is a product management team. So all product monograph, the LBLs, brochures, so all the supporting evidences will be given by or designed by the product management team, and they will support the sales function to ensure their productivity. So so they design strategies based upon the trend and based upon the situation. So now they also take care of if the medical representatives receives samples to give to the doctors. They also receives leave behind literatures, gifts, corporate gifts to deliver to the doctors. So all those things has to reach to the medical representatives. From Bombay, all our warehouse, everything has to reach to the particular each and every medical representatives. How much samples, how much LBL, how much how much monographs, how much gifts, all this planning and everything has been, all this planning, delivery and designing, all those things are taken care by the product manager or the product management team. So marketing is about the supporting the sales function and ensuring the productivity of the sales team. Now let's see what are the opportunities available in the brand management. Yes, next slides. So, okay. So this I said, whatever I said, everything is covered in this. So one more thing which I want to add is new product launch. The product manager has got authority to suggest a new product. What product has to be launched? What product not to be launched? So all the suggestion of product manager will be taken into consideration by the company. Now, what is the salary level of this product managers or product executive? They are highly paid. The starting range is 3.5 to 4 lakhs is the starting lakhs per annum. And apart from that, they'll have product incentives, brand incentives. They have to travel across the country to analyze whether. So they have to work with medical representatives to ensure whether whatever their strategy they have designed, whether the medical representative is implementing it effectively, whether the medical representative is performing well. So all the analysis is done by once in a while, the PMT will also work with the medical representative to analyze all those parameters. So eligibility, nowadays companies are very strict. They are recruiting only the pharmacists or the pharma professionals, preferably with MBA, with the MBA qualification is plus. If you have 1 year sales experience, it is good. And the skill required is you have to be very innovative. You have to be very good in communication skills. So these are the skills which you require for this marketing, if you want to fetch a job in a marketing department. Now any questions? Now we are going to the next segment, digital marketing. So one of the booming segment is digital marketing. So if you have any questions, you can just ask me. Now, who will hire the brand management candidates? So we have got n number of opportunities. We can work in hospitals as a medical marketing as a professionals. We can also work in a diagnostic industries. We can also work in a digital marketing agencies, corporate hospitals. So we have plenty of opportunities. Now, one more thing which I need to tell you is, apart from brand management, now there is one more segment called medical marketing. Medical marketing team. So this medical marketing team, brand management will focus mainly on the sales aspect, supporting function of the sales team. Now this medical marketing is a brain behind the brand management team. The brain behind the sales team is, you can say that brand management team is a brain behind the sales team. The brain behind the brand management team is the medical marketing team. This medical marketing team will give all the scientific information, relevant scientific information, suggestions, all those suggestions, everything is given by the medical marketing team to the product management team. Product management team, they do more of marketing analysis, more of sales analysis, competitor analysis, all these things are performed by the product management team, whereas medical marketing team deals with the scientific information or scientific backup, which has to be given to the marketing function. So medical marketing team is one of the booming segments. Our pharmacy professional, especially Pharm D and M-Pharm, preferred qualification for medical marketing is many of the companies prefer M-Pharm, PG and above. With experience, I think you don't have, if you marketing experience or sales experience is there, it is additional plus. So the qualification is PG and above. So that is medical marketing. The entry level salary is, again, when compared to the sales representative, when compared to the brand management, it is very high. Again, it starts from 3.5 to 4 lakhs CTC per annum, apart from the commission, bonus and allowance. And you can travel across the country to get the feedback of any new product launch whenever you are launching. You may also have opportunity to travel abroad to identify the scope of launching new product, or to analyze which product can be launched in the Indian market. So you may also have an opportunity to visit abroad to do analysis on which brands we can launch in India, etc. So next is, which I want to talk about, is digital. So this is, as I said, medical marketing team I spoke about. So the entry level is the medical marketing executive. The salary for medium-sized company 2 lakhs plus, But if you are working for a good reputed company, then they are charging 3.5 lakhs to 4 lakhs is a starting payment based upon your skill and ability. Now next is one of the very booming segment within next 5 to 6 years. Digital marketing is going to digital pharma marketing is going to boom like anything. So digital pharma marketing, if we don't have, we can, like a product management team, we are responsible, the person who is working for a pharma digital marketing, they are responsible for promoting their brand or creating brand awareness, building brand reputation, or building your customer loyalty via social media marketing. Maybe through Twitter, maybe through Facebook, maybe through Insta, maybe through LinkedIn, all those things, all comes under digital marketing. And videos, making videos, promoting your brands through videos, making this e-digital communications, like e-detailing, e-monograph, e-training manual. All those things comes under pharma digital marketing. So for pharma
Your
digital
voice is
marketing,
not coming.
hello, am I clear? Voice is audible? Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Whether my voice is audible?
Yes, ma'am. All is clear, ma'am.
Yeah, please change the slide. So next one is, so I said digital marketing is the one area which you need to focus a lot. You have M number of scopes, and again, the starting salary might be 2.5 to 3 initially, but you have to be well versed in the digital technology. You should know how to create video, how to edit video. You should know how to, how to record a video, how to write content for each brand, how to use social media platforms, how to use Twitter platforms. All those things comes under social media marketing, which is going to boom like anything. So there are a lot of digital marketing courses available in India. So you can, once after completing B Pharmacy or during B Pharmacy, you can definitely enroll in digital marketing, digital pharma marketing courses. I think slide is not visible. Slide is not visible. So digital pharma marketing. So I think almost my presentation is going to get over within 5 minutes. So I spoke about the digital marketing. After digital marketing, one more area which we need to explore is training. There are a lot of training managers available in the pharma industry, especially pharmaceutical sales. So if you have got very good knowledge in your pharmacology, or if you have got a very good communication skills, you can become a training manager. You can train medical representative. You can train managers. You can train a lot of corporates. So you can become entrepreneur by having a own agency. I had an opportunity to work in Tablets India for 3 to 4 years as a training manager. So I have trained so many people over there. So training is also one more important domain which you have many opportunities. So training is again important area. So if you want to become a training manager, the initial starting position is assistant training manager, followed by training manager. Then you can also become as a DGM training, GM training. All those people will be reporting to the vice president pharma sales. So training has got plenty of opportunities. Now I spoke about digital marketing. Digital marketing is also called as pharma advertising. Now there are separate agencies. Companies are employing a lot of pharma digital agencies to promote their brands, to create awareness in a lot of social media platforms about the disease and about the molecule and about the brand, to to build their reputation and to generate business. So you can also study many courses related to equip yourself by studying a lot of courses related to digital marketing. One of the booming segment, the future is very bright for the pharma digital marketing. There is no doubt in it. Same way, there is one more segment called pharma medical journalism, which also falls under pharma digital marketing. So advertising, as I said, so this is like, companies are venturing into social media promotion, digital media promotion, a lot of healthcare advertising, lot of plenty of opportunities in digital marketing on digital pharma marketing platform. Next is, now what are the skill sets you require to become as a medical marketing professionals? Yeah, I said the digital platform, which include e-detailing, preparing e-detailing, social media marketing contents, patient education awareness content, how to post the content, when to post the content, which media you have to choose, whom to post the content, all these things comes under pharma digital marketing. Now the next is what are the skill sets you require if you want to become a marketing professional, or if you want to become a training manager, or if you want to become a pharma digital marketing manager. As I said earlier, training manager has got plenty of opportunities to work in different industry, right from diagnostic industry, right from community supply, community in the pharmacy industry, hospital industry, and devices industry. So everybody, they have a training manager to take teach about the products or to give a brief about the products. So this is another area you can look into. So I have worked as a training manager, I have worked as a brand manager, I have worked as even a medical representative or a district manager. Next is what are the skill set you need to equip yourself. So I said the skill set before itself. You need to have an innovative skill. You need to have a good thinking skill, analytical skill, written skill, communication skill. You have to have a positive attitude. You should have strong knowledge about the products, etc. Now, you all have everything now. Now, how to choose your perfect job? I have seen many people, they might be wrongly choosing the career. Sometimes, if you're not, for example, if you choose some job, 6 to 1 year watch for the job. Within 6 months, for example, within 6 months, if the job is not, if you're not finding the job interesting, if you're not finding the job fascinating, if you're finding a job boring, my suggestion is quit the job. One of the best thing to decide. Many people land into different profession. As I said, I was not initially interested in sales job, but I landed default into the sales job. But I had a lot of interest and interest in the sales job. That's why I continued in that profession. So any job, how to choose a job, that is very hard. Choosing a job is very important. Especially choosing a perfect job is very important. So how to choose your perfect job? Based upon your interest, based upon your skill, based upon your dream, and based upon your situation, you can choose a job. For example, if you are choosing a job what you love, what pays well, but you are not good at. You are not good at the particular job, but you're choosing the job you love, what pays well. That means you cannot sustain in the career because you are not having a knowledge, you are not having a skill to sustain in particular job. So if you love some job, or if you want to choose some job, equip yourself with a proper knowledge, skill, and attitude. Suppose, for example, you are good at some job, you are getting good payment, but you are not loving the job. No, you cannot grow in that particular career. It cannot be a win situation. Suppose if you get the job what you love, if it is getting paid well, if you are very good at that, then you can be a very successful professional and you can be more successful in a career. You can earn more and you will be more successful in the society too. So choosing a right job is very important. How you choose is depending upon interest, depending upon a skill, depending upon what you love, and it is very important for choosing your perfect job. Now, what is the take-home message? Many people think that if you study pharmacy, you can get through the job. No, keep in mind that pharma industry is not paying you. The industry does not pay for your degree or learning, but you have to contribute. How best you are applying the knowledge and skill is very important to fetch the results. KSA or ask is, you can say, knowledge, skill, and attitude. If you have proper knowledge, you should have knowledge, you should have skill, you should have attitude. And if you are not implementing whatever you learned, if you're not applying, if you're not delivering, then you cannot generate results. So you have to equip yourself sufficiently. Now, what is the take-home message in my session? Next slide. So if you want to be successful in your profession, you just try to understand what are your seniors doing. Have a good strong networking with your seniors and understand there may be few of your seniors in R&D, few of your seniors must be in production, few of your senior must be in sales or in government job. So you try to understand that, and there might be some of your senior who might have influenced you. Yeah, I want to become like that particular person. So you can take that particular, you can interact with that person and you can choose that particular person as a mentor in your profession. So, or after starting your job also, you may find some of your boss as a mentor, and you should definitely have a mentor if you want to grow in your career. Always have a mind, your attitude is very important. Always don't look at the problems, always focus on solutions. So that is very important. You have to be flexible and shed your egos, take initiative, you have to be proactive, you should have a lot of social skills, you should be an innovative thinker, and you should learn continuously. Many people think after finishing my M.Pharm and PhD, I think I'm not going to learn anything. No. In any job, you have to keep yourself updated. You have to learn continuously. If you want to earn, you have to learn continuously. If you want to earn continuously, you have to you have to learn continuously. So learning and earning go hands in hand. So if you are earning, if you want to earn continuously, learn continuously, and be empathetic, nurture your leadership skills, and be successful in your career. So that's what I want to take and give the message. So all the very best. Good luck for your aspiring career. Thank you so much, ES Pharma, for your wonderful opportunity. Thanks a lot. So any questions I would like to invite. So this is about my plus up, my agency. So these are the services which I'm doing. Yeah, that's it. So all the very best. So any questions you can always post in the chat box.
Guys, if you have any questions, you can ask Madam. She is the expert in her own field of this sales and management. So we are planning some courses also for the freshers, those who are willing to join with us. Today I'll be sending you feedback along with our course details and all. Those who are really interested, for those we will be conducting one more session regarding what the technical knowledge we will be giving to them about the sales part, marketing part, brand management part. So course duration and all, I'll be sending you feedback form. Based on your interest, we will be conducting one more session. So thank you, madam. Thank you very much for taking out your time on Sunday and giving an insightful presentation about the sales and marketing. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, my pleasure. Thanks to ES Pharma Education. Thank you, Mr. Uma Shankar. I'm so delighted to present. Thank you all the participants for your patient, listening and participating. Thank you so much. Have a happy weekend.
Thank you all. You can